What's up, Internet? It's dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're shiny hunting for a Galarian Ponyta today. And I've updated my setup a little bit. Actually, all my computer stuff is the same, but as you can see, I actually have like a arm for the microphone here. I guess you can't actually see the arm, but clearly the microphone's in a different setup. And I actually have a proper chair now, so my back doesn't hurt all the goddamn time. Actually, I guess it's a combination of the two that's gonna help, but anyways. So yeah, Galarian Ponyta. Oh wait, hold on, I don't want to take stuff back. Right, I need you to actually, like, have anything for me. So yeah, I updated my, my setup a little bit here. Okay, I don't know why my laptop's acting weird. I saw, like, the loading cursor on my laptop, and I saw just like a flicker of something on my desktop, and I was like, did something happen? Alright, I should only have one, but let's get this corrected. But anyways, yeah, so we updated a couple things there, and also, I have the recording settings changed, so we'll see how those are going to work out. I have a plan with that to make my VODs even higher quality. I don't know if that plan's going to work out, but we're going to try it. So basically, when I was messing with Art of Rally stuff, because I was going to make a video with Art of Rally, and then I realized that I don't care to put that much effort into that game. Also, it doesn't help that one of the achievements glitched. I love that. Love that. It's the worst achievement, too. It's the one for completing 1,000 stages. Actually, I guess I shouldn't say it glitched. I think it's glitched. It's possible they updated to patch out a exploit. Because basically, the fast way to do the 1,000 stages before was to... basically, you just crashed out of every race. And then you could very quickly reset. You could basically complete a race in like 10 seconds. Actually, less than that. So it's possibly they patched it out, because I do remember seeing an update for that game since, like, the confirmations that that method still worked on true achievements. Anyways. So, yeah, I was messing with recording for that. And I realized that I had kind of misunderstood how some of the recording settings worked. Because I thought both the, so for my recording, I use a CPU, and I use a constant rate factor. Which basically means it tries to target a specific amount of quality. It's a very vague term, but that's what it is. But it tries to target that, and it'll change the bit rate as necessary to hit that quality target. Again, this is for recording, so it doesn't matter for streaming. Streaming is just always 6,000 kilobit. Although I am doing some stuff with that hopefully I can stream in better quality for PC games as well. Anyways, we'll get into that some other time. But anyway, so the for the recordings, I thought that the like rate factor that you select and the CPU preset that you can also select both did the same thing. Basically, they were just different ways of improving the quality. That's actually not the case, though. So I learned while looking into stuff with Art of Rally, trying to like make really high quality recordings with that the rate factor affects the quality, but your CPU preset is how you can kind of you're basically trading CPU usage for smaller file sizes. So I've kind of reconfigured my stuff with that to hopefully just kind of maximize the quality that I can get out of my recordings without well, I was going to say without increasing the file size too much, but that's not true. It's actually going to increase the file size a lot because, sorry, my plan right now is to actually after I'm done with the stream and I convert the file type over something that I can actually use in Vegas, Sony Vegas, or not, sorry, not Sony, Magix Vegas. I don't think either of the owners of that product have been particularly great, but for different reasons. But that's a whole other rant to go off into. Let's get these moved over. But yeah, so my plan is I'm going to... So right now, I'm going to be approximately hitting like 30 to 35 megabit per second for the recordings, which is about what you would want for 4K 30 FPS on YouTube. Obviously, this is not 4K. But the thing about YouTube is that you can basically, like, the bitrate that they give for 1080p is not great. I mean, it's good enough for their purposes, I guess, but it does compress it quite a bit. And so there's a way to kind of cheat the system where if you, if the video you upload is in 4K, even if the source files are only in 1080p, because YouTube sees it as a 4K video, you can select 4K on that video if you're watching it, and then you can actually, it's basically getting more bitrate, so even though it's not actually 4K, it's still going to look significantly better than the 1080p does. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's why I'm kind of recording in a higher quality setting, or a higher bitrate now, is to try and basically cheat the system a little bit and get the most out of that. Whether or not people actually ever click on that setting is a whole other question, but I can at least try. I'm going to try comparing, because this is something that I haven't done before. I want to try comparing the 1080p upload as opposed to the 4K upload, but watching the 4K upload at 1080p to see if it gets kind of destroyed or not. Because if they look roughly equivalent, then fuck it, I'm just going to send it. It's going to take a lot longer, but that's fine. Because I can leave, you know, I can leave VODs to render overnight and stuff. So I don't think it'll be a big issue. I am curious to see how insane my file sizes are going to be. Because this is going to be at least 3 times the usual quality, I think. Or the usual bitrate. But, I mean, hard drives are pretty cheap. You can get like a 8 terabyte for like 120 bucks, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what I paid for mine. And I still have like 5.5 terabytes left on it. Also, that reminds me, I still need to replace that other hard drive of mine. That, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I realized the other day, the oldest component in my system right now is a hard drive, a 1 terabyte Seagate drive that I bought in 2012. Yeah, I need to get rid of that thing before it decides to kill itself. I could, like, I guess, just move it onto the 8 terabyte, but, like, I'd rather just... I might just buy, like, a cheapish 2 terabyte. I mean, they're all going to be pretty cheap at this point, but, you know, one that isn't complete crap or whatever, and just move everything over to that. Hell, I could do it with just another 1 terabyte. Honestly, I probably should, actually, because I probably have 100 or 200 gigs free on that hard drive still, the old one. So I really don't need to upgrade. Maybe I won't. We'll see. It depends on what the prices and stuff are, because, I mean, having more storage isn't going to hurt you. Typically. I'm trying to remember. I think with SSDs, having a larger SSD is actually beneficial. I want to say. But I think with physical drives, it might be worse. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I'm not too concerned about the performance of it. But yeah, I do need to remember, despite all the stuff I did to, like, update things with the stream, I did not update any of like the info cards that pop up, so I need to do that. Because I know like there's the one I haven't updated like the shiny cards yet. Let's say how many shinies I have. I've gotten at least a few since last time I updated that. At least one, because I'm pretty sure I didn't update it for Slowbro. That also reminds me I need to check Pokedex Tracker at some point. I'm not going to do it right now because I really don't care. Unless we, like, get the shiny. Which would be awesome. I would have to scramble a little bit because I'd have to swap over to something else. I'm trying to think what else would be next in terms of shinies. I think either Farfetch'd or Weezing, I think, would be next. Something else from Gen 1. How many more do I need? I love how I just looked at this and I already forgot. Alright, one more. But yeah, I also need to update the thing that says stream 5 times a week because I don't stream 5 times a week. It's been quite a while since I've actually done that. Granted, the last like 2 or 3 weeks, it hasn't really been my... it's mostly not been my fault that I haven't been streaming very often. I've just gotten very screwed over with my work, and it's been kind of frustrating. Kinda is an understatement, actually. But yeah, I mean, I should be able to do at least 4 times a week, honestly. I was considering stepping it back, but like, I don't know. I just want to stream more, man. Of course, as soon as I like think that I want to stream more, that's when I start getting burnt out again. But certainly at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That should be consistent. It's not, because again, I have to worry about my actual job. But oh well, it is what it is. So yeah, I started a lot earlier today. I don't think I'll go till midnight, to be honest, because that's, I don't think I want to do 4 hours tonight. I just kind of wanted to get started early, because if I was going to have any issues with the setup. Oh, I did actually. I'm glad I started early, too, because I had a big issue when I started OBS, and the microphone sounded like super distant. And I was like, okay, I unplugged it, but like, it shouldn't sound like I'm speaking from the other side of the room, right? It was like, it was very quiet. There's a lot of echo to it. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm checking OBS, and OBS is still using the video broadcast, and I realized, oh, shit. So I guess when I unplugged my microphone, because to move it around and stuff, it was just easier to unplug it. I guess NVIDIA Broadcast was open at the time, and so it changed from this microphone, this one, to the microphone in the webcam. And so I was like, oh, yeah, that would do it. Okay. But yeah, that was very worrying, because it's like, I was wondering, like, is it going stupid because I turned it sideways? But that shouldn't be making any effect, and like, it shouldn't have been affecting how loud it was to anywhere near the degree that it was, and that was a scary moment earlier. But fortunately, it's all good. It was just not even OBS for once, it was just NVIDIA Broadcast being stupid. I guess I shouldn't say stupid, but like it should, because I've had this issue happen before where I've unplugged the microphone to move it or something, and then it wanted to default to the webcam. It's like, no, just leave it to the input that I selected, and if the input isn't there, leave it anyways and just don't have an input. Or like, give me a notification on the desktop saying, hey, we don't have any input from the device you selected, so like, what the hell's going on? That way I can at least think to go and change it, you know? But I think for the time being, my setup should actually stay stable. Honestly, I know I hadn't even talked before. I'm gonna take these out of my fucking party before they start hatching. I hadn't even, like, brought up before possibly getting a new desk, or a new desk, a new, chair. Because I hadn't even really thought of doing that, to be honest. But I kind of realized that, like, that was part of what my issue was with, like, because my back was, like, not really bad. At least not like it was when I first started streaming, but, like, you know, it was like sometimes it would hurt a little bit, and then it just like I could tell it was kind of cramped and stuff. And so I actually bought the chair first before I even bought the microphone arm, because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. I ended up, it's not a particularly good chair. It's pretty much, it was the cheapest thing they had at Office Depot rather. I think they're the same company now actually. But it's pretty much the cheapest thing that they had on hand without having to wait like 2 weeks for it to get shipped. I just wanted something that I just go in the store and pick up. And, yeah, so it's like, it's really not a great chair for $250. Yeah, it's $250. With tax, it was $250. That wasn't one nice thing that I didn't realize that they did, is that if you pick up in store, they actually, like, they discount the product by like 15%, which is really nice. So that pretty much ended up, you know, ended up more than accounting for tax actually. So that was nice. But yeah, so I got the chair, and then once I had it set up, I realized, oh, I pretty much have to get a microphone arm now. So weird that the thing that I knew I needed to get first, I ended up getting second, but I guess I did eventually get there. But yeah, I mean, for the time being, like, there's definitely things I need to upgrade at some point. I really need a better webcam. Could probably use a better light source, because this little ring light is probably not going to cut it too well. Did I go and take the other eggs out? No, I didn't. I just... Alright, well, I have 3 more eggs for later. I have to remember that. Whoops. Watch one of those have the shiny too. But yeah, like, the webcam can use an upgrade. That might happen sooner rather than later. I'm not sure yet. Same with, like, the light. Probably not with the light, though. Just because it's probably good enough. And I don't feel like, okay. I don't feel like really messing with that a whole lot. I would have to probably do a lot of rearranging shit. The big thing that I need at this point is probably either headphones, because actually this headphone cable, well, not this one, but the previous one, died on me last week. That was another thing that was very frustrating. Very frustrating, in fact. But I mean, that's not too much a priority, at least for right now. But something else I realized is that this capture card that I use, the Elgato HD60, I have had this thing since 2015. So besides that hard drive, I think it's the second oldest piece of... Or... Yeah, so that hard drive I mentioned earlier is the oldest piece of hardware in the system. And that Elgato game capture is the second oldest piece of hardware. And I've noticed, when I was messing with things the other day, that when I've had like audio desync issues, it doesn't, like, I can fix it so that it's back in sync, but within like a minute or two, it's back out of sync again. And it doesn't really get worse than that sync, but like it's kind of ridiculous that somehow the audio is getting out of sync like that. So that thing needs to go sooner rather than later, but it's still not a very high priority because, like I said, it doesn't keep getting worse. It falls behind by like a quarter of a second, I think, or some noticeable but not really awful amount. So like, it's fine for now, but I do definitely want to replace that because, like, ew. Okay, we'll wait until we get 2 more eggs. Because those, I mean, the reason why I took those out is because they were probably getting close to hatching. But yeah, like headphones, capture card, webcam, pretty much all peripheral stuff right now. I think now that I've actually, like, worked with or like changed settings around a little bit with the PC recording stuff, I think, or PC game recording anyways, so like Minecraft, I might actually not need an upgraded CPU as badly as I thought, which makes sense because this is not a terrible CPU. It's 1 generation old right now. It'll be 2 generations when the new CPUs come out. But like, that's fine. It's just my settings were... They are way too encoding heavy. Or CPU preset heavy, and not like enough with the actual quality settings. I just wanted to check this to see. I figured it wouldn't be shiny, but... What type is Farfetch'd? Hold on. Oh, this Farfetch'd is pure fighting. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not going to actually knock it out anyways. I just wanted to see if maybe we can get lucky with the shiny. And now I've kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, right, CPUs. Yeah, so I think I've gotten that dialed in a little bit better. I did some testing with Minecraft earlier. Also, the other thing is I should be able to stream in 720p 60 and record in 1080p 60 for that now, instead of just recording in 1080 30, which is kind of like, or sorry, streaming and recording in 1080 30, which is not ideal. It's fine for this, but that's because this is also only 30 FPS anyways, so like, who cares? Because in the past, I tried to do that when I played Forza for a couple of streams. Forza Horizon 5. I tried to record and capture in different resolutions. And immediately I started getting encoding errors when I did that. I think the first stream I didn't have any issues. And then the second stream when I tried to do that, that's when I started having issues, so I had to abort that plan. But the reason for that was that I didn't think about the fact that playing a game and recording on the same CPU is gonna be a little bit demanding. So I really need to turn down the CPU preset for that, but now that I've actually, like, done a little bit of the homework on it. It should be okay. At least for Minecraft. I might have to mess with it more with different games in the future, but we'll see. Though it's also funny that I mentioned Minecraft because I played a good amount of it the last couple of days because I wanted to like try and work on stuff since the last stream, because like last stream is like, yeah, I don't really have materials right now, so I kind of need to do that. And then I kind of got carried away and started building a bunch of stuff, and now I'm kind of burnt out on it, so I kind of don't even care about streaming it. So, whoops. My bad. That's okay, that was a side game anyways. And also with those streams, I should actually have the webcam set up now as well. Because I don't think it's actually... Well, I know it's not going to take up too much resources, because since NVIDIA Broadcast uses the... God, this fucking... This ring light is not going to cut it. Can I turn it up any higher? Nope. So I'm just noticing, I guess maybe moving it more to that side isn't going to help. Alright, whatever. The left side of my face is just going to have to be very dark. That's not really a big deal. Though I'm sure the webcam and NVIDIA Broadcast don't like that, but whatever, it is what it is. Oh, I will say, so I also, besides the microphone arm, which was a similar story as the chair, where I was like, okay, I just want to go pick up something today. I don't want to mess with shipping and shit. Probably a little bit too big, to be honest. Because this is like the 38-inch model, and I probably would have been better off with the 28-inch. But it works okay. And I think the quality is pretty good. I'm disappointed it doesn't have any, like, pivots in that, like, I can't, like, twist it at all. It's just, like, you know, kind of folds like that. And it does have 3 pivot points for that, but you can't really like twist them, which I would have liked at the very least for the final pivot for the actual microphone. Fortunately, with the built-in shock mount for the HyperX Quadcast, or yeah, Quadcast is what it is. I think both the normal version and the RGB version have the built-in shock mount. Pretty sure they do. But fortunately with that, like, you have some adjustment as well, so you can kind of mess with it a little bit. But that was a little bit disappointing, but whatever. I mean, I didn't realize microphone arms cost so much. I don't remember paying that much when I bought one years and years ago. But that was also a cheap one on Amazon, so... But yeah, the one thing that I don't like... So I also got this pop filter, which hopefully is helping a little bit with, like, some of the plosive sounds. The pops. I mean, literally, that's why it's called the pop filter, for the sounds that are... Oh, I didn't grab another egg. What the fuck am I doing? Jesus Christ, me. I thought that other egg was my last egg. Whoops. Glad I noticed that before I got to the end of this. But yeah, this pop filter I'm not happy about, because it's a pain in the ass to get it into the position that you want. And... it's very short as well, the arm for it. So, like, the pop filter and the microphone arm are actually by the same company. So I figured, oh, these should work pretty well together, right? Like, it should, you know, have a pretty, you know, a reasonably long arm, so that way it's compatible with its own products. No. This, I don't know if you can see it, but like where the microphone actually screws in, there's like a little metal bar. And that was the only point on the actual microphone arm that I would be able to mount the pop filter and have it reach over the microphone, or, you know, in front of the microphone so it actually does anything. But the thing is, putting it there, that surface is so slick that it doesn't actually hold its position. It'll just start, you know, it just falls down because of gravity, basically. Or it, like, slides down it. So I literally have the microphone, or the pop filter, or I guess we'll call it clipped, onto the shock mount for the HyperX, which is not like the elastic parts of it. I think it's just out of frame, but like this plastic part right here, but on the other underside of it, is where it's actually mounted onto. And then actually like twisting the part of it, the arm on the pop filter, to actually be into place is just like, it really wants to fight you for a while. Eventually it will like hold into the place that you want, but man, it does not want to cooperate at first. So yeah, the Samsung, not Samsung, like the Korean phone maker, but Samsung as in like son of Sam. The actual like microphone arm, great. The pop filter, not impressed by it. Would not buy again. I think in the future I would just, because you don't really need a pop filter necessarily. I mean, you do, but like you can also live without it if you need to. I think I would probably just wait on that cheaper one to get delivered with a longer arm. Because at least if it's cheaper, it doesn't hurt as much, you know, mentally. Be like, God, I spent more money on this thing that doesn't work as well. At least if it sucks and it's cheap, it's like, well, yeah, of course it sucks because it's cheap. It's a lot easier to justify that purchase. But now that I have it in position, it's working okay. I do think it's like slowly falling down though. Like the filter part is like, I'm pretty sure it's slowly moving down because the elasticity of the arm for it is just like slowly wanting to move back into position. But as long as it stays in between my mouth and the microphone, it should work okay. Also, I mean, if I had to, you can make your own pop filter pretty easily. You just put a pair of pantyhose over the microphone, honestly, would probably work. As long as you stretch them a bit. Because that's all this pop filter is. It's just like some stretched cloth over the, over like a ring. So it just helps kind of cut down some of the, more sharp sounds, I guess I'll say. The plosives, again, that's your P's, your T's, your S's. S's not as much, but they can be, I think. I say this as if I know much about audio, I really don't. In theory, like, this microphone's supposed to have a pop filter built in. Like, you can see it had, maybe not on the stream, but there's, like, foam. That's what's actually being illuminated on it. But, like, it doesn't work very well. Every microphone that says it has a pop filter still needs a pop filter. Because they're just never as good as they should be. Or maybe they are as good as they can be in that form factor, but they still need more assistance, so, eh. The other thing is, since I like being right up in the microphone to talk, it helps actually dampen that volume a little bit more. Just like across the board on that. So that way I'm not going to be peaking as much. Yeah, I think, hopefully in the relatively near future here, like within a couple of months, I'm actually going to be, like, completely redoing my whole, maybe not my whole setup. Like, the computer and stuff's going to remain the same, but, like, how it's organized and everything is going to be moved around. So, one day I'll learn to use the mute button. It's literally right here. Like, I got no excuse for not using it. But yeah, hopefully I'll be, like, changing all that stuff up, and then I'll actually, like, have room to set up proper, lighting. Because I do actually have a couple of, like, not professional grade, but, like, wannabe professional style, like, umbrella lights and stuff. It's just that with how my stuff is laid out right now, I absolutely have zero room to place those behind the desk, which is where you really need to put them for them to be of any use. But yeah, redo that. Maybe eventually actually have something back here instead of just a wall and some other miscellaneous nonsense. But actually have like some shelves or something. I don't think I want to do a green screen. I guess I could though. That's the thing, I can do a green screen and then figure out something with that. I don't want to be one of the... I don't like the look where people, like, completely green screen out the background. It's just them in their chair, and it's, like, in the game, kind of. Or whatever, I don't know. I just don't like that look. Like, I feel like you should have the webcam and the frame and stuff and have the background in it, and not just it be literally just you and the camera. It's kind of okay with VTubers, just because that's like a whole other... That was weird. Just a whole, like, other, you know, style. But I don't know. I've never liked the green screen style that a lot of, streamers do. Especially because it really limits you on where you can actually, like, put your webcam in the stream, right? Because, like, you're pretty much just stuck at the bottom of the screen. Ow. I think someone's playing with fireworks. I'm hearing, like, booms outside. I hope that's what it is. I don't think it... Yeah. Anyways. I don't know. It is America. Anyways. Come on. One more egg. Okay, we'll do a couple more laps and then I'm going to take the eggs out of the party. Okay, taking the eggs out of the party. Again, really wish the breeder would just stock up 5 eggs for you. And you could just grab them all at once. Or at least relatively quick succession. Just have it be a thing where, like, you take, like, 5 steps, and then, like, the next egg's ready. Oops. Let's actually move these back over so I don't do the same thing that I did earlier. I don't know why I always move it back to individual select, too. Because, like... It does that automatically. There's no reason to do it by hand. Okay, I think I can go ahead and, I've had Task Manager open just to kind of monitor my, oh, actually, ooh, I hope I'm not... Well, I'm gonna have to re-listen to this recording to make sure I'm not, like, having audio crackles happen. I don't think I'm going to. But some of the cores were hitting 100%. So hopefully it's fine. If it's not, I can just lower the CPU preset. Or actually, I guess raise the CPU preset. I'll just move it up to a faster speed next time. Plus, I guess I kind of do have to pay attention to this one anyways, because I have to, I want to make sure my audio is okay besides, like, crackling, since I have kind of changed a bunch of stuff. For instance, I used to have to, before I was using a pop filter or anything, I used to have my, my audio turned, like, way down. I don't know, it looks like there's a bit of a difference. Yeah, like, the actual gain on the microphone I would turn way down. Whereas now I have it turned up a lot higher. Even though this dial is very deceptive because it has like a bunch of dots on it, but the range goes way past where the dots are, which is a little weird. Also, it doesn't like, you would think like turning it all the way down would turn it basically off. It really doesn't. It's actually still like, I don't know how big of a change it makes in that, but it's not as much as it probably should be. Also, I do need to remember to change over the music at some point. Not for a while, probably not for another hour. I really wish, like, the Chill Step and, like, a couple of the other playlists that Harris Heller has would, just have some more stuff on them. I know it's kind of whiny to complain about that when, like, he's put out so much music that is licensing free. It's all Creative Commons, I believe. I only say that hesitantly because I don't know if that's the actual license for it, but it's basically you can use it. I guess it's not Creative Commons, or it wouldn't be Creative Commons attribution anyways. But yeah, you can just use the music in your streams and your videos and stuff. It just can't be like, you can't just like make a Twitch channel that's just playing Harris Heller music. You know, you have to be actually using the music for something other than just playing it. Or just playing it by itself with no other content. But like, some of these playlists are really good, it's just they don't last very long. Like the hi-fi playlist, which I actually really like, but it's literally just one album. It's like, oh, maybe I'll switch to that one after a little bit. Actually, maybe not, because it's only gonna, again, it's only like an hour of music, because it's only one album. But I do want to start actually using, like, I made a stream starting soon screen, which is like very not good, but I do want to since those won't actually, like, that section won't be recorded ever, just, like, play other music. That's what I did today on stream, too. It does kind of suck, because I might have to pull VODs sometimes. I need to actually make a clone of that playlist that I have, because I just use, like, my, my personal playlist. But there's a lot of songs on there that I probably shouldn't play on stream. Just because, like, the language of them, like, old Eminem albums and stuff like that. You know, I would like to not get banned. But also just, like, if stuff that's gonna get me pursued real hard by, media companies, pretty much just if it, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see based on, like, how things go, because in theory it'd be like, yeah, just remove anything that's gonna get muted, but, like, I think pretty much everything on that playlist is gonna get muted, outside of, like, a few exceptions. So we'll have to see. Certainly anything if I get, like, a message saying, hey, you can't play that on stream ever again, then that will have to go. But either way, I have to, like, you know, trim down some of the music on that. But just stuff that, like, I'm not worried about playing on Twitch. Or I want that playlist to be stuff that I'm not as worried about playing on Twitch, but not necessarily stuff that I can play on YouTube. If I ever want to, like, be able to monetize on YouTube. Which, granted, getting a whole, like, 3 pesos for 10,000 views is probably doesn't really matter, but still. I will say one thing about this chair is it's like, oh, god damn it, hit it again. It's more comfortable for, like, my, normal, like it's more comfortable in a normal seating position than the previous chair was. But also, like, sometimes I tend to cross my, one of my legs kind of up under the other. Because it still sits way too low. But this desk isn't adjustable, so I need to, like, figure that out first. Because if I could raise up the desk, then I could raise up the chair a little bit more, so it, like, I don't know. Like, it's just the chair's just a little bit too low in the current position. But I don't really want to raise it any further. Anyways. But yeah, the thing is, it's not really comfortable in the current position to, like, try and cross my leg under. So, oh well. But I keep on, like, trying to do it, and it's like, nope, that's not going to work. Stop that. But before, I mean, I pretty much had to do that to be comfortable because the seating position on that other chair was so low. The other thing is, I think the arms on that chair were, like, they sat way higher than the arms on this one, I feel like. So, like, if I wanted to have the arms at a reasonable level, it would, like, it just wasn't very like, my legs were still super low, but also my arms would be, like, super high. Like, this is not too bad. Like, this is where me sitting without I literally was just looking at this. Okay, this is me sitting without putting my elbows on the armrests at all, and this is with them on there. But when I would use it on the other chair, it felt like my shoulders were, like, up here, and it got very uncomfortable very fast. And my leg, again, my legs still felt like they had nowhere to go. Like, they either had to fold, they had to push forward further under the desk, which doesn't have much room before I get to the wall, or they had to tuck further under, which is just not very comfortable to do. But this one, I feel like the armrests actually sit a little bit lower, which makes it a lot more comfortable, because I can raise up the chair and still have the armrest be in a comfortable spot to use, like, the mouse and keyboard. That's like one of the biggest things with this microphone arm is since it can sit further than like the edge of the table, and it's not sitting on a box to do that. It's like I actually have a comfortable amount of space to use the mouse and the keyboard now. So when I do play Minecraft, it's going to be a lot more comfortable for me anyways. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to go back to Minecraft right now, just because I did kind of burn myself out on it today. But eventually, I got a lot of... I'm already getting like spittle and shit into the pop filter. Spoiler alert, any pop filter that's been used like at all is nasty as fuck, and you don't want to like ever actually touch it unless it's your own. Anyways. But yeah, I got a lot of shit done in Minecraft. Like I actually, I finished, well, I didn't, the mine is never actually finished, but I got the third branch of it, the like original branch, all the way down to bedrock now, the new bedrock, down at -132, I believe, or 132, -32? Or 32 or 64, whatever like the new bottom level is, instead of at 0. So I've been able to actually get diamonds finally. And I ended up using the deep slate actually to build the greenhouse, because I was going to use cobblestone for that. But I really like how the deep slate looks. I like the dark texture of it. So I just used the polished deep slate for the actual greenhouse, and then I used the the deep slate bricks. So you can turn the cobbled deep slate into the polished, and the polished into the bricks. That looks really good for like, I built a couple of bridges actually finally. And then I think I finished up the house on stream. Or I finished up like the walls and the roof and stuff. I still need to decorate it a little bit more. I did go in and add some more lanterns to it, but yeah, I did that. Got the greenhouse done. A couple bridges. The mine actually goes to the bottom, and then I've actually started terraforming the island that my house is on, because I've never liked that it's all sand. It's just, it was a good size to start with. So I've been turning it all over into dirt. And fortunately, there's been a couple spots that had grass already, or already had dirt with grass on it. So the grass is slowly growing out from those spots. It's probably going to take a few more play sessions to actually get it spread out. Plus, I haven't actually converted all the sand into dirt yet, because boy, does it take a lot of dirt to do that, since you literally have to dig up, or at least I have to dig up the entire top layer of sand and replace it with dirt, so it takes a minute. I actually went and I just went and basically completely leveled an island that wasn't very close to where my my house is. Probably what I'm gonna do with that island is I think I'm just gonna build it into one giant pit mine. So just basically just a big quarry pit going down into bedrock, or at least to level 0. I don't know if I'll go through the deep slate stuff, because it'd be a very good way to get a lot of deep slate, but like, I don't know if I need that much deep slate, even though I am using a lot of it, because again, for like the bridges and the greenhouses and stuff, I think I need 8 greenhouses. Though there is a little bit of bullshitting that's going to go on with that, because there's the recent thing that was added, snowberries, sweet berries, something like that. It's only in like the taiga biomes, I think, or something like that. But that you don't plant it like you do the normal crops. It's just like a bush that eventually grows and has berries, then you can pick the berries off of it. That is a lot of movement on that arm when I press that, which isn't surprising because with how far out it has to stick out, that's even the slightest press on it is a good amount of leverage. That's okay, it should be fine. But then the other thing is that you can actually set up cocoa beans to like be farmable without like just relying on natural spawns. I didn't realize that you can actually like take the cocoa beans and place them, or like use them on the side of a junglewood log, and it will. Don't know why my ear itched. It will actually like create a cocoa bean pod, and then once that fully grows, you can get like I think it's 1 to 3 total. So again, doesn't really need to be placed into a greenhouse in the same way that the other stuff, like the normal farm blocks do. To be fair, you don't need to put anything into a greenhouse. You don't need to like build one of those. It's just it looks good to me personally, and it helps protect the crops from mobs. Because when things, if you jump on a tilled dirt block, it has potential to destroy it. Hey, what's up, Fruity Coco? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? It's going alright. Got a new microphone arm set up, along with the new chair, so I have my setup's a little bit more comfortable for me now, and I think it also is going to be a lot better for the quality of the stream. Now that I'm not like hunched over, I can't even like do it in this position where I have the microphone, but I don't have to be like hunched over in a chair with my microphone set up on top of a cardboard box, so it's like high enough to speak into. I hope things have been going well with you. We're just working on some more shinies and Pokemon tonight. Gonna try and get my my shiny Rapidash tonight, and then I'll have both the Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Rapidash, and be one step closer to getting all the Galarian forms before the new games come out. Inspired to do Slowpoke after you saw mine and you got yours pretty quickly? Nice. Glad to hear it. Yeah, mine wasn't too bad. I only went a little bit over odds. But I would prefer it if this one doesn't take as long. We'll see. I'll probably get up to around 200 today. So there's a pretty good chance I get it tonight. But it's still more likely that I don't than I will. Going for Corsola today, nice. I assume the Galarian form. I forget what the Galarian Corsola shiny looks like. I know the normal Johto Corsola turns from pink to blue. The Ghost Coral one, yeah. Turns dark gray. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of Galarian Corsola is kind of dark when you think about it. Because it's like, hey, we had this old Corsola, and now it's like 20 years later, and the new one is basically dead because we've completely fucked over the oceans. Oof. Like, I didn't even think about it at first. I was talking to my buddy about it, reading into like some of the new Pokemon and stuff when the Gen 8 games were announced and about to come out. And I didn't even think about that. I was just like, oh, that's a cool idea for a design. He was like, oh, yeah, because, like, all the corals down. It's like, oh, ooh. I didn't think about that, and that really hurts. That's too real, man. Gen 8's theme is pollution, yeah. Which is also funny because then somehow the ending turns into, like, a critique of environmental alarmism with Rose being a complete lunatic. Oh no, we're gonna run out of power in like 10,000 years. We need to solve this right this fucking second, apparently. And send the entire world into chaos to do it. Yeah. Good going, buddy. But yeah, because you got, what, Corsola and Wheezing and stuff. Even though, I guess Wheezing was already a a gas Pokemon, but I feel like the design was a little bit more intentional, we'll say. I can't think of what the actual word I want to say there. I just hope the Gen 9 story isn't as stupid. I don't like... It's fine if the story isn't particularly good. That I don't mind because it's Pokemon. Like, the only times that we've had decent stories also were, like, not well-received games. Specifically 7 was just, like... Gen 7, that is just... Every 2 feet is a cutscene. Gen 5 is... Gen 5's issues weren't a result of the story, but also it had some pretty big issues. But, like, I don't really mind if the story's just mediocre. I do hope they really lean on the humor that they had in the 2 DLC for this game. Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. I thought playing through the stories of those were fun because they weren't serious at all, but that was fine. It was just kind of goofy and fun, and you didn't, it's fine because it's Pokemon. It doesn't need to be some, really serious, drawn-out drama nonsense. Have some fun with it. I don't think Gen 8's story was stupid since, like you said, all there were callouts to environmental problems. Yeah, but the problem with it is there's absolutely zero reason why Rose needs to interrupt the tournament to restart the darkest day again, which was, a cataclysmic time in the history of Galar, and he knows that, for a problem that is, I forget if it's 1,000 or 10,000 years into the future, but like it's, it literally, we have to, according to the game, there's plenty of time. Which, in doing that, any of the environmental stuff, which I'm fine with them making critique on that. I'm glad they're making critique on that, actually. But, like, it kind of shoots that in the foot because then it turns into, almost being the thing of people be like, oh, why do people care so much about it? Because we have plenty of time to correct the environmental stuff. It's like, nah. Anyway, we'll not get too much into, like, the actual real world stuff with it. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it wasn't too bad, but when you get to that point, it's like, ugh. What? Come on, guys. And also, the post-game stuff was bad with the two dumbasses. Also, how does the weapon stuff from X and Y tie into this? Because I don't think they're actually related. Eternatus, I'm almost certain, has nothing to do with the weapon that was created for X and Y. Dynamax energy was made because of the weapon. Is that said anywhere in the games? I get it would make sense, but I don't remember seeing anything about that in the actual games. Granted, again, I've not been the biggest fan of the story of this game, and so I didn't exactly dig into it a whole lot. Implied, do the warrior who fought in a big war. Interesting. I'm pretty sure it's just that X and Y is the only, like, war they've really talked about. Because, I mean, technically, even in Gen 1, there's Lieutenant Surge, who's a soldier. Though, obviously, that is also very loosely done, so... But anyways, I don't know. I'm not real knowledgeable about the lore, the overarching lore of the Pokemon franchise, so... I probably shouldn't be talking about all that stuff. Dynamax energy started on the darkest day in the first place. That does make sense. Or, you know, at least they're very closely related. I do know that much, so... This makes sense. Pokemon likes to add lore to stuff like that all the time. Forgot how the Alola region fits into it, but I'm pretty sure it does somehow. Well, we know there's at least whatever I forget what the name for the distortions or whatever they're called in Gen 7. We know at least one of those is in Creme Tundra, because that's how all the Ultra Beasts and stuff are in there. Currently setting up your auto counter again. Yeah, I just activate my mind. I said mine twice. I just activate mine manually. Granted, that's because I made my own counter, thinking that, like, oh yeah, I can do, you know, goofy meme amounts for like 69 and 420 and stuff. And it did give me the ability to set up the probabilities and stuff as well. Because I think the main one everyone uses is like the death counter and soundboard or whatever, which works fine enough for just a counter. I just wanted to have like a little bit more control over it. And I figured, oh yeah, this shouldn't be too hard to make in Python. And it's not, but then I haven't touched it in like a number of months, so... I think when I, yeah, I probably should say, But hopefully when I get up to affiliate, I'm gonna go and like actually put some effort into all my alerts and the counter stuff and all that. Because like currently all my alerts for like follows and stuff is just like, I think it's pretty much just the base settings that Stream Elements uses. So I need to actually like go and like get that all set up to be not just like the default settings, have a little bit of individual personality to it. Got it all working nice. So how does the auto counter work? Is it just like using kind of the flash of the screen when an egg hatches to just like automatically detect that, or? Because I remember someone did that for one of the HoloLives VTubers, because they were like hunting for a shiny Magikarp and they were just fishing for it. And so instead of like, because they didn't actually, the streamer didn't actually keep a counter, so the person just set up a program to just like count them automatically. But then because there was some other absolute lunatic who actually manually counted each of the Magikarp the streamer fished up, and they compared the numbers, and it's like, oh yeah, actually mine's pretty close, so I guess that works fine. It's like, oh my god. Like, one, really cool that you can set something up like that so it does it automatically. But also, two, why the hell would you it was a lot, too, for it. It was, I think she got up to, like, 12,000 Magikarp or some shit. Like, because it was full odds. As it's like, oh my god, I can't imagine manually counting all of those. Dear god. Take a snip of Corsola's hatch from the egg and it counts every time. That's makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I was thinking like just, you know, detecting when it sees like the bright yellow background that pops up for the eggs. But that, I mean, that makes even more sense because that seems like it'd be even harder to have false positives with. Might be something to be worth looking into in the future. Because my own, like, dumbass program that I set up for it, it doesn't even have to actually work with, like, keybinds necessarily. It's just, like, working through a command prompt terminal, basically. And so it has to be in the foreground so I can hit the plus button and then hit enter. I absolutely could set it up to work better. I just, again, I've been very lazy about it. I can give you a link if you want. It's very simple. Is it, like, easy to find with, like, Google or whatever? If it's easy to Google, then I can just Google it later. I'm sure auto counter or whatever, auto Pokemon counter or something like that will pop it up. Fuck it, I don't care. Not had it downloaded off of a dock thing. Oh, okay. How much, like, customization does it have in terms of, like, playing sound effects and stuff? Because, like, the main point of me setting on my own was to, again, have, like, the percentage on screen, and then also, in theory, again, set up, like, custom sound effects for specific, reaching specific numbers, but I still, again, haven't gotten that far with it yet. Oh, wait a second, hold on. Speaking of false... Oh, God damn it. Speaking of false positives, every once in a while I do that, where I count when I pick up the egg and not when I actually hatch it. Whoops. It's fine. The probability percentage is technically off right now, but it's barely off. That's another thing I need to do, is when I have to, like, subtract from the count because I accidentally overcounted or something, actually make it correct the percentage. Just quality of life updates every now and then, but next build should have all the Sword and Shield sprites and a lot more customization. Sounds interesting. I guess having the sprites kind of automatically be part of it would be a pretty good idea. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it right now. For what I'm doing at the moment, my setup's working alright. Nintendo nuked the Good Gift Sprite website for some reason. Well, the reason is Nintendo is insane. But yeah, I mostly just pull sprites from Cerebi. Because, like, for, like, the little sprite in at the edge of the screen there, the 250p or whatever that it is perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo threw some shit fit about, oh, it's technically our intellectual property. Shut up, Nintendo. Goddamn. It's annoying how, like, insane Nintendo is about that stuff. Like, they're technically not wrong. Yes, it is redistributing assets from their game, but also, like, who the fuck cares? Because it's not like they care about streamers using those assets on stream or anything. You know, the only real concern is, like, people using them in other games, but, like, that... Like, you know, if people are gonna do that, then yeah, take down the game, because don't sell something with someone else's intellectual property in it. They're amazing at nuking assets from their games on the internet, but Nintendo Online is still garbage. Yeah. Yeah, it's impressive that in the year 2022 they still have, like, the most bare bones possible online setup. Hey, remember when to use voice chat in Splatoon 2? Because you couldn't use voice chat. There was no voice chat in Splatoon 1. You had to pay for Nintendo Online, and then plug in, like, you had to, like, also have the app on your phone and then plug in the, like, an aux cable from your fucking phone to your Nintendo Switch or some, like, insane bullshit. And it's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah, let me do that instead. Like, at that point, just use fucking Discord. Like, the entire point was that having a fucking voice chat system in the game that you can just use in your, what is effectively a competitive shooter. You know, that's kind of an important thing to have. And they just did it the stupidest way possible. I genuinely think Fortnite was the first game that had proper voice chat on the Switch. Probably. I was actually just thinking, is there any game on the Switch that has voice chat? That would make sense that it'd be Fortnite. And maybe like Apex or something. Twitch screwed that message up. Don't worry, I got what he meant. Actually, speaking of Twitch screwing up messages, and mentioned Discord a little bit ago. Discord's been kind of a mess the last few days. I have a conspiracy theory, and this is very tinfoil hatty, though not as much as it could be, that Discord either is or for the last couple of days was getting hit by a cyber attack, because there's also half of Canada going offline for like an entire day. And there's like a whole bunch of other shit that all broke in the same day. And it's like, this smells like China and Russia acting up. I don't really think that's the case, honestly. Just because I think one of the, like, either Discord, I think, you know, Xbox was screwy too, I think. Or like the ISP in Canada that went down and took half the damn country with it. I think one of them would have said something if there was some sort of external attack. But also, I really wouldn't put it past Russia or China to be doing stupid shit. Especially Russia. Just because, you know, kind of the whole war going on. Discord goes down. It's the commies. It has to be... Yeah, obviously. No, I don't really think there's anything going on, but it was interesting there was a bunch of shit breaking at the same time. Especially when, again, there was that massive outage in Canada. And it seemed like Discord and the Canada outage both happened at the exact same time. But not to get too much into politics, but I have thoroughly enjoyed the hilarious, stupid threats coming out of Russia. They're gonna invade Alaska. No, you won't. Stop it. You won't even get past the Bering Strait. Just stop it. And if you did, every person in Alaska right now would be salivating at the thought of shooting Russians. And then same with, like, saying they were gonna push into Warsaw if there's any more American weapons going to Ukraine. No, you won't. Poland is just, much like the Alaskans, they are just begging for the opportunity to be let out to go attack the Russians after, you know, that entire history going on there. Is Discord HQ in Canada? No, I don't think so. Pretty sure not. It's just, it seemed like the type of thing where, like, if you were gonna lash out and hit a bunch of different targets at once. So, you know, go after some ISPs, go after communication platforms, stuff like that. In, again, this tinfoil hat land that I made up in my head, I would assume they probably would have been trying to hit a bunch of other stuff as well. It's just those are the only attacks that were actually successful at all. But, and I've said this a couple times, It's a dumb conspiracy theory that I came up with. I don't actually think there's much truth to it. Just mostly a funny coincidence that a bunch of dumb tech shit happened at once. No, I should say, I don't know that the Discord HQ isn't in Canada. Wouldn't surprise me if it was, honestly. Actually, wouldn't even be the first time today that I've been surprised about something being headquartered in Canada. So my buddy got a new exhaust for his car, which he probably should have just taken it to an exhaust shop and done it for like half the price that he paid for an off-the-shelf one, but whatever. But I didn't realize that company was actually based in Canada, because when he got the package, it has a label on it saying made in Canada. It's like, oh shit, okay, interesting. You would think it'd be mostly Americans building the make car louder parts, but you know. Discord is San Fran. That makes a lot of sense. So is like 95% of every tech company. Actually, do I have a full... I do have a full party, whoops. But yeah, it's usually a good bet that any large tech company is going to be in Silicon Valley, although that is changing, mostly because it's becoming incredibly difficult to convince anyone to move to San Francisco because it's insanely expensive. And also, you know, as work from home and stuff becomes more and more common, it's just gonna, like, there's no reason to live in this place that costs so much money to live in. Hey, you want this broom closet? That's gonna be $7,000 a month. Nah, I'm good, thanks. How do I go about my egg hunts? Like, getting eggs and hatching. Just how I do it here. I get 5 at a time, hatch them, move them into the box, and then get another 5. You collect 300 and then hatch them all at once. It's not necessarily a bad idea. The only reason why I wouldn't like to do it that way is that if you collect the 300 and then, you know, the 10th egg you hatch has a shiny in it, it's like, well, alright, I guess we're done shiny hunting this. Glad I got 300 eggs, but whatever works for you, you know? I know the other main way that people do is they'll just, instead of doing it in groups of 5, it's, they just as they hatch Pokemon, they immediately grab another egg. Which would be faster, honestly. So, like, as soon as, like, say this one hatch, which I need to mark that. As soon as, like, this one hatch, they go and grab another egg and replace it with the egg and stuff. The reason why I don't do that is, one, it's a lot of riding around in a circle in front of the, or a lot more riding around in a circle in front of the breeder. I'm going for 2 shiny Corsolas, so it's not that bad if I get one early. Fair enough. Makes sense. Yeah, if you're going for multiples, then yeah, it's not too bad. I just know that I would get annoyed if, like, at any point I had, like, 100 extra eggs left over, and it's like, God damn it. But yeah, like, the way, if you're just, like, swapping them out as you hatch them, a lot of people, I feel like, just sit here and spin in circles. The thing is, I've already had issues with Joy-Con drift a couple of times, and I just feel like that's a fantastic way to murder Joy-Cons. Just doing it as much as I do here is probably not good for them. And the other thing is doing it in groups of 5 makes it really easy to organize. So I don't really have to worry too much about getting off count or anything. Because I know whenever I wrap up with a set of 5, the counter is going to be an increment of 5, so it's either going to end in a 5 or a 0. You don't use a Pro Controller? No. So, when I had the issue the most recent time, I've not had terrible luck with Joy-Cons, honestly, with how much I've used them. Yeah, the first one I had an issue with was 2020, and that one I just repaired that one, actually. I just swapped out the sensor because it was pretty cheap. And then with right when Legends Arceus came out, I was having issues with my right Joy-Con, and so I couldn't aim for shit. And so I was just like, okay. So I was just, I was going to get a Pro Controller, especially because they're cheaper than Joy-Cons. They're $10 cheaper than a pair of Joy-Cons, which is ridiculous. God, Joy-Cons are just crap in every way. But the thing is, I do use my Switch a good amount in handheld mode, so I kind of have to have functioning Joy-Cons to use it in that. So eventually I'm going to get a Pro Controller so I can just stop using these things when I am in a docked mode, but that's why I still use the Joy-Cons for now, because I have to have working Joy-Cons anyways. Yeah, it would be nice to have a controller that basically never dies. Both in, like, I don't know if I don't know personally anything about the quality of the Pro Controller, but just the fact that it has an insane battery. Because I think, what was it, the Wii U Pro Controller, I think, literally was just the 3DS battery in a controller. And so that thing just lasts forever. And I think it's similar with the Switch Pro Controller. Makes sense, even though in handheld I use a Pro Controller anyways. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, obviously, use a Pro Controller in handheld. I just prefer, if I'm gonna be using it in a handheld, I want it actually in my hands, instead of, like, trying to put the screen somewhere or whatever. I have to say, I'm surprised by how not awful using the Switch in handheld mode is, because I thought when they announced the Switch, I was very much one of the people that was like, what the fuck is Nintendo doing? They're just making a console that sucks at both things it's trying to do. Because I didn't think it was gonna be very good as a, as like a home console, which, to be fair, power-wise, it's not very good. It's actually awful. And then in handheld mode, I thought it was just going to be like this annoying, clunky piece of shit. But like, honestly, yeah, in docked mode, the power is not what it should be. And we really need a Switch, some sort of second generation Switch. And I don't mean the OLED. Just to have it, like, catch up to, like, at least give us 1080p 60, guys. Come on. Please. It's 2022. Yeah, honestly, handheld mode is, like, perfectly fine. Like, it's a little bulky, but, I mean, it's not too bad. I only ever use handheld when I'm in the car. Gotcha, yeah. Battery lasts for 90 hours, I think, or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely very cool how long that battery lasts. Speaking of controllers, one of these days I'm going to have to get a new Xbox controller for playing games on PC and stuff, because my current Xbox controller, it's been dropped a couple times, and I don't know how well you can see, but there's a big old crack in it. And also, I don't think the vibration motors really work much at all anymore. Which is probably fine because of said crack in it. It's very loud when the vibration's on. But I really want to get one of those Design Lab controllers. Like, actually customize it and stuff. I was waiting for a while, because when they announced the series consoles, I think they did say at the time that there was going to be Design Lab for the new controllers as well, so it's like, cool, I'll just wait for those to be available. And then, by the time that came around, I wasn't really able to buy one. I couldn't justify it anyways, because I wasn't playing as much on PC or anything and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't even looked, because I know when they relaunched Design Labs for the new controllers as well, they were kind of really restricted as compared to what they eventually got up to with the Xbox One controllers. So I want to see if they have a lot more options too. Because that was another thing, I couldn't make it really what I wanted, so I was like... Or there wasn't any, like, designs with it that I was, like, super satisfied with, or I was like, oh, yes, I have to have this. It takes 20 minutes to fully charge the Pro Controller? Jesus. Yeah, that's, like... That really is, like, the perfect controller, I feel like. At least for, like, not playing shooters or anything. Because, like, it really doesn't need to be much, you know? I mean, I'm playing with this piece of shit, so, like, anything from this is gonna be a big step up. And, like, honest, like, you don't necessarily need a giant... Well, I say giant bulky controller like the Xbox ones, but compared to the original OG Xbox controller, holy shit, those things are still tiny. Personally think it's amazing for shooters. It's small and light. Battery life is astounding. How's the triggers on it? Because, I mean, like, that's the big thing. So, like, for a shooter, battery life kind of becomes secondary, as long as it's not, like, you know, 5 minutes. But, like, it needs to have very good triggers, and it needs to have very good analog sticks. That's another thing. I need to see if they have, if you can do Xbox Elite controllers with Design Labs. Because if you can, then I want to get one of those. Because those things, like, they're expensive as hell. Xbox Elite controllers are not cheap, but there's a reason for it. They're fucking awesome controllers. But yeah, just having like a simple light controllers, especially for like Nintendo games, is perfectly fine. Buttons just click. They're not like Xbox controllers where they... Oh, so the triggers aren't analog. I mean, that's fine, honestly, for most Nintendo stuff. Hey! Ooh, there we go. That was a quick hunt. The sticks are amazing. I guess that makes a lot of sense, because it's a... I assume a lot of people who play, like, the most recent Smash game want that. So that was number 100 exactly, too. Hell yeah. Almost perfect stats. 98. No, it was 100. I had fallen behind on the count. But yeah, 100 right on the money. That's awesome. Hell yes. Okay. Let's let me... I'm trying to think here. Okay, let me save first before I do anything else. I do want to go double check. I want to make sure before I evolve this that I don't have my other one already evolved. I know I just checked it, so I know it's a Ponyta, but I'm gonna be really paranoid about it unless I do that. Also, I should probably write down that timestamp. Hello, Pokemon Home. Would you like to log in today? I mean, you gave me plenty of time to write down a note. Are eggs predetermined, or do they get determined right when you hatch them? I believe they're determined when you receive the egg. So, basically, yeah, predetermined. So I guess I don't need to check that. Also, you probably won't be able to see the Ponytas on this, but... Okay, yeah, so that's... So I already have one shiny Ponyta, so I need to evolve the other one. Cool, I just want to make sure. But yeah, I believe all the stats and everything for the Pokemon are determined when you are given the egg. Or possibly when the egg is generated to be given to you. So like when the daycare lady readies their arm or whatever, or they do their thing that tells you that, hey, there's an egg ready. What is the evolution level for this? I believe it's a level, right? Level 40. Holy shit, I didn't realize Rapidash was that high of a level for it. Okay. Nope, that's not right. Nope, hit the wrong button again. Back out. Bag. And just throw one of these at it. I'm sure it won't be too much. 31, okay, not too bad. I have to go through 8,000 abilities or moves that it learns. Do not really care about any of these. It's so nice that, like, in the newer games, you can just always go back and relearn moves. Yes, PLA is really good for the move system. Let's do 3 more. That should be good. Oh, perfect. But yeah, I mean, even in this, like, this is still better than, like, when you had to go and get, like, heart scales and shit like that. Like, even a BDSP, even though they do have the heart scale system, it's... I believe you only have to do 10, and then from there on out it's free. Oh my god, that black horn on that thing looks so good. It's kind of hard to tell how it looks just because it's so bright, so it loses a lot of detail. Also, I just realized why I need to go name this thing. I wasn't actually going to nickname this, but I need to go make a little Borderlands 2 reference. Rapidash is so bright, yeah. Alright, time to give this a very original name that I'm sure no one else in the history of Pokemon has ever named their Galarian Rapidash. I'm actually surprised that's gonna fit. Hold on a second. Let me, Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong thing. Oh, wait, no, there's 2 L's, right? Nice. Cool. Because I am so original. If you don't know, there's a thing in Borderlands 2 where the main villain buys a horse made entirely out of diamond because he's a asshole and he's just flaunting his money basically, and he names it Butt Stallion because he's also immature, I guess. I think he might It might be a thing where it's like, hey, I named it after you. I called it Butt Stallion or something like that. It's been a little bit since I played Borderlands 2. But yeah, anyways. Alright, let's go ahead and move you into the, into home real quick. Was expecting Celestia. I'm sure that name has been done probably more... Well, actually, maybe not. I was going to say it's probably been done more than Butt Stallion, but actually maybe not, just because since Galarian Ponyta is fairly... I mean, it was added in this generation. But, yeah, I'm sure there's been a few of them named Celestia. I was going to say Celesteela, but that's a different Pokemon. Right, this one. No, I really have to update some of this stuff. Oh, right, yeah, there is a My Little Pony character named Celestia. Okay, that would make sense. For the record, I don't actually know that off the top of my head, but that sounds familiar. There's a book, or a, one of the characters is named that. As long as it's not Rainbow Dash in a jar. I regret even making that reference. I'm so fucking sorry. Let's just pretend that last sentence did not fucking happen. Alright, anyways, that's another shiny down. So I think I'm going to skip over doing another Slowpoke for right now. So I think I'm going to go... Celestia as the main princess is kind of the reason MLP happened. Also, damn, that's a throwback. Yeah, unfortunately. Wish I did not know that reference. Though, I guess it's hardly the most cursed thing that I've seen referenced on the internet. There's some... Oh, there's some bad... Some really bad fucking posts on Reddit. Oh, God. Alright, so... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short break here. Actually, not even short. It'll probably be like 5 or 10 minutes. So, let's switch over to this. Gonna be honest, for a second there, I was, I thought I still had it in, like, numerical order. Alright, so we're just gonna leave that up. I'm gonna take a break for, like, 5 or 10 minutes, something like that. And I'll be back in a little bit.